Hello guys, today we're going to be creating a small wallet through a smart contract, so using Solidity. So as you will see here, we're going to be creating as usual a quite descriptive repo with the name small wallet example with Solidity. And the description is we're going to create a smart contract to simulate a simple wallet where you can deposit, withdraw, or transfer all the balance that it has been accumulating to a certain account. So given the address that you are sending. So with that, we're going to create it. Let me hit it. I will be adding the README, so don't worry, everything will be there. And of course, the link to this repo will be in the description of the video. So let's go ahead and start using our remix.ethereum.org, which is our online IDE for Learn Web3 and some other technologies related. So this is the first time you will be prompted with this question. Then you have like a wizard. You can click next. It's telling you. I think I have done in other videos with different sections, but we can put someone specific for this one. So we're going to go into the contracts folder and we're going to create a new file. So new file. Come on, there. Create new file. There. I'm going to call it wallet contract.sol for Solidity. We're going to take from any of the other video on the other contracts or examples, just the two lines, the license and the version of the Solidity programming language that we're using. But we're going to be using the latest as to today, which is the 8026, or you can check it. Then I will show you in the compiler options. You can see, let me make this bigger. So not the rest of the stuff, the navigation explorer and everything and the console, the code, just to make it more simple for you and easy forward. Okay, so from here, start as usual with a contract, wallet contract. And now we're going to have, the contract is going to be playing the role like our banking. So it's going to be the bank establishment. So all the money that we're going to be depositing and sending will be accumulated here in the same contract. So to do so, we're going to be using uint, and then it's going to be public, and then we can call it accumulated balance or balance, because it's going to be the balance of the money that it has been deposited, and every time we have a new deposit, boom, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So once we have that, then we can have, of course, we can, as we all know, it's not needed when you have a public variable to create a getter function, because you can just click it on it, you can grab it, but let's go into be purist and let's create a view only method, so read only, to get the value from the this accumulated balance. So there will be function, and also good practice for you as well. Get balance, perfect, or accumulated balance. You can be as creative as you want. It's going to be public view only, and it's going to returns. Remember, with returns and uint, because it's going to be returning the accumulated balance that we have declared on line 6. So it's just saying this, and remember, just to get the balance itself, since you can grab it from an address, you can wrap or cast the contract itself as the balance, because remember that when you are sending money, the balance is a property of an address, okay? So that will be really hoisting the money. The other is something that we're doing custom, the variable on line 6. So in order to retrieve the real money that this contract has, is we can cast it as address, this, because it's this wallet contract instance, dot, and you remember from previous videos, if you want to get the balance of all the money that has been accumulated on this one, is balance property, boom, and then you can retrieve that one. Now we're going to be adding the 3 operations we can say that we're going to be using: deposit, withdraw, and transfer to a certain specific account that depending on the given address. So you can say, okay, Maria is going to send to Hannah. It's not going to be Maria and Hannah, will be their respective addresses. So let's start with those. So function, deposit. This is a specific one because it's the only one that is going to be saving money into the contract itself. So we can make it public, but it's also payable. It's the first time we see this term. When we're dealing with ether, with the gas that is coming and we're going to, you have to sign it as payable. And you will see why. First, in order to save it, you're going to do something like this. You will be saving into the specific and also in the custom variable that we have created on line 6. So for this one, what you can do is we're going to grab, remember that all the addresses, you have a method which is called transfer. So you can transfer the money to that specific address, but it's going to be an address which is also payable at the same time, because every time you are dealing with money, it should be payable the method and payable the address as well. So for the deposit, we can do something as simple as we can say first we're not going to be retrieving anything, so we don't need to put returns or any of those. We can say, okay, balance is going to be equals plus equals what is coming in the message dot value. That will be another thing that is new. So message dot value. And once you have that one, that we're going to host it here. But we also need to save it then later on in to the address, to the payable address. So if I remove this one, let me show you. If I remove it, it's going to complain because it's going to say, hey, you are dealing with money. So only call value can be used in payable public functions. So if you're going to deal with the message dot value, which is all the ether and the gas coming as a transaction or included in the operation, you need to be payable. So just saving that one. The important thing is the payable here. And then you can save it into this uint. Perfect. We have the deposit done. Let's get on. Now we're going to do the withdrawal. So withdraw is going to say that we are the current specific account. And if I click withdraw, I will be the message sender. So I'm invoking that function. So all the money accumulated will go to my account. That is awesome. I will be a millionaire there. So function withdraw. I think I always put it, I misspell it. Okay. It's going to be public, no payable, just public. And what it's going to do is, as I told you before, it needs a payable address. So let's create address. Payable is going to be called to, because you always remember in a transaction you have the from, you have the to, you have nuance, the gas, everything, and many more property. But with the from and the to, is the thing. So the from will be from the contract itself to this specific guy who is going to get the money, and which is good. Also, you can cast in, as we did here with the contract, you can cast it with payable and say the address, this is going to be a payable address, who is going to be the message dot sender. Now we have that address. Don't worry about the wiggly line yet. And then once we have it and we're using it, now we can say to dot. You can see as soon as I click to, I can get the balance as we did it before in a previous video or on the line 9. And I can send with transfer. That is awesome. So what we can do here, we need to send all the money we have. And how we can get all the money? We already have defined on line 8. We can invoke get balance function, remove that semicolon, and boom, we are done with the withdrawal. That is awesome, just in 2 lines of code. Then on a recap, remember, payable, so we need a payable address. So this is going to be the target, because the destination where it's going to go. We're going to be casting the sender, because we said that it's going to withdraw every time you withdraw in an ATM. You are the people, you are the person who is withdrawing. So it's you. So you will be the sender who is withdrawing. So payable sender, and then we transfer all the money in that contract to the specific guy who is withdrawing, the sender in that case. And now in order to transfer, we're going to make it more transfer to account, just to make it more, to make a difference between this transfer and this transfer, just to, the other is the custom, our own transfer. And it should be getting an address payable as well, address payable, going to be called to, it's going to be public and nothing else. And quite similar to what we did before. Since we already are getting a parameter, which is address payable, if you want just to make a difference, as we did in previous videos, we can use an underscore so we can differentiate the parameters if it is a pure function or not. So parameters from the variables touching the state of the contract. So here we can do underscore to let it know that it's a parameter we're getting. And underscore to, also underscore to has, of course, because it's a payable address, the transfer. So now we can do exactly the same, get the balance that the contract has. Once we have all this in place, let's see now, we can go ahead and start testing and make people rich and wealthy. So let's go. Solidity, remember I suggest you can click the auto compile, so it's really good. While you are typing, it's going to compile and say, okay, everything, if you have the green check, you're ready to go. And once you have that one in place, you can compile it, or you can do it manually, clicking on the button. And once you have it, you can go to the deploy transaction. And now you can see we have all the accounts with 100 Ether. It's going to be really cool to start with a clean slate. So it's going to be really visible and easy to follow for you. So now, and we're going to be really wealthy. Millions of people sending one entire Ether between us. So it's really cool. So we're going to be deploying the contract. The guy who deployed the contract is going to pay for it. So you're going to have less Ether than the rest, but it will be just a very short amount. So just deploy it, boom. So the first account has 99,99999, so almost 100, but he paid for the fun for everyone. And now you can see this is a new concept for us. We have all the variables, we have it, the methods, and the variables in blue, and also the view only, the one that you spend gas when you invoke it in orange. We saw it in the previous videos, but this is new. Deposit is red because it's a payable one. You're not only using gas, but on the Ether, real money. So what we're going to do is, if we check the balance or get the function is 0, and the balance is 0. So as I told you, this guy not only start the fun, but it's also going to send the first Ether. The first Ether is going to deposit. So he or she makes the contract having one entire Ether with deposit. Boom, we have it. Right now, since we're using the VM, so it's everything online, it's really fast. But when we publish to injective Web3 or in the network, this is going to, you can imagine. And one Ether transaction can take really long. So it's not that fast as this is. So have that in mind. And now if we check the balance, get balance, boom, 1 and 10 to 18 powers way. So 1 Ether. Then we're going to make another guy because this one has been spending too much money. The second is going to come and also say, okay, I'm wealthy enough as well. I'm going to send one other Ether to this bank. It's like a kind of lottery. Boom, deposit. Now he also has 98.99, so 99. And the third one, which is going to be really lucky, is going to, okay, I feel that I need more money today. So let me check the balance. Oh, 2 Ether, that is a lot of money. Let me get it. And boom, I go to withdraw. And you can see immediately, boom, as it goes. Now this guy has 102 Ether because he or she takes all the money in the contract. So all the one in this variable. So the 2 Ether that previous people were depositing. But he or she is so good person that is going to say, okay, I get 2, but at least to the first guy, because we have all this fun because of him or her, let me take his account, copy, get back to me, which I'm the best millionaire here. So I'm going to send him or her just 1 Ether, just to pay all the expenses that he or she did for all us to get the fund. So I'm going to put this, I will send 1 Ether back to him or her. I will put it here, paste the address, and then transfer to account. And then after that, oh no, sorry. First, because you cannot, it's perfect. You can see the error and it's really good. Because you are sending nothing. First, you have to deposit because you have the money and you are not sending it directly from your balance. It's from the balance of the contract itself. So first, you will have to deposit 1 Ether. So this guy, who is the third account, is going to deposit 1 Ether, deposit. So it will go from 102 into 101. And now that the contract has money on it, now we can say, okay, that Ether that I deposited before, please transfer to the guy who originates all this stuff. Go ahead and transfer. Boom, the money is exactly like that. But now the first account is back on 100. So people was really well with him and her, and the 1 Ether that he or she spent for creating all this stuff was get back to him. It's as good as we are. So in this case, you can see how you can play. Then we're going to be publishing to the network, but at least you get an idea. I will be publishing and pushing this code so you can check it. Remember, if you want to do the payable for when you want to put money into the state of the contract, it should be payable, the action, the function. And then if you want to transfer thing, it should be an payable address. So one important thing, we were casting on this specific video. We're casting first to this, just to make an address and get the balance using the address type, data type, as a function as well to casting. So we were casting the instance of the contract into an address type. And in the same way, we say, okay, the message sender account is a payable one, using the payable as a caster here. So casting this one and getting the target direction we're going to be using. Okay, I hope you find it useful. If you like the video, go ahead and click on the like button. That would be really, really helpful for me. And if you really like, go ahead and subscribe, because you know that I will be publishing new content about this one, Solidity, about Next.js, about web development, mobile development, and React Native developer are coming. So stay tuned and take care. Bye-bye.